Have you ever wondered what would happen if the world's best spy broke the one rule no intelligence officer is ever allowed to break: falling in love? Imagine spending 6 years pretending to be someone else, living under a fake identity, lying every single day. Then, just when your mission is finally over, the one person you truly loved suddenly walks back into your life without knowing who you really are. Now imagine that one decision, to see her again, starts a chain reaction that threatens the CIA, exposes secret missions across multiple countries, and could ignite an international war. This is the agency. And trust me, what starts as a simple love story quickly turns into one of the most intense espionage thrillers you'll ever see. So grab your coffee, sit back, and let's dive into the complete story of the Agency Season 1. The story begins at a quiet military airfield. A man walks towards a waiting vehicle. Calm, expressionless. Every movement is controlled. His code name is Martian, but that isn't his real name. His real identity is Paul Lewis, a highly trained CIA operative who has just completed one of the most dangerous assignments imaginable. For the last 6 years, Martian has lived in Ethiopia under a completely fabricated identity. In the world of espionage, this is called deep cover. It means becoming another person so completely that even your closest friends, and sometimes even you, begin believing the lie. Martian wasn't just pretending. He built an entire life. He made friends, he created routines, he earned people's trust, and somewhere along the way, he fell in love. The woman he loved was Samia Zahir, a brilliant historian who believed Martian was simply an ordinary man named Paul Lewis. She never knew she had fallen in love with a CIA spy. When Martian receives orders to leave immediately, he has no choice. He tells Samia he's accepted a teaching job in Jordan. He pretends to be lost, confused, a man searching for purpose. Everything is fake. Everything except his feelings. Their goodbye is heartbreaking. Martian promises they'll meet again someday. Deep down, he knows that's a promise he can never keep. Or at least, that's what he tells himself. Before returning to Britain, Martian spends months isolated inside a CIA safe house in Jordan. No phone, no freedom, no contact with the outside world. This is standard CIA procedure. After years undercover, agents must slowly disconnect from their fake identities before returning to normal life. But for Martian, normal life no longer exists. His real personality and his fake identity have become impossible to separate. Eventually, Martian arrives at the CIA's London station. The building looks like any ordinary government office, but inside, every conversation is classified. Every hallway hides secrets. Every person is lying about something. His boss, Bosco, welcomes him back. So do veteran officers Henry Ogletree, Naomi, Owen, Frank, and the rest of London's intelligence team. Everyone applauds his return, but Martian doesn't smile. He already misses the life he was forced to leave behind. Back in his apartment, the CIA reminds him that even home isn't private. The entire apartment has been wired with hidden microphones and surveillance equipment. The agency watches its own people just as carefully as it watches its enemies. Martian silently removes a business card Samia gave him years ago. He stares at it for one final moment, then burns it. Or at least, he tries to convince himself he's letting go. The next day, Martian reunites with his teenage daughter, Poppy. She hasn't seen her father in years. Their conversations are awkward, funny, painfully distant. Years of undercover work have stolen precious moments from both of them. Martian knows exactly how to manipulate enemy governments, but he has no idea how to reconnect with his own daughter. It becomes painfully clear. Being a father may be the hardest mission he's ever faced. But while Martian struggles with his personal life, another crisis is unfolding thousands of miles away. In Belarus, a man speeds through the streets in a desperate escape. Police vehicles chase him from every direction. His driving is reckless, almost suicidal. Within minutes, he's captured. The man's code name is Coyote. He's another CIA deep cover operative. Unlike Martian, Coyote hasn't come home. He's disappeared, and nobody knows why. Back in London, alarm bells immediately begin ringing. Coyote is one of the CIA's most valuable undercover agents. If he's been captured alive, he knows enough classified information to destroy years of intelligence operations. Even worse, nobody knows whether he was arrested, kidnapped, or if he willingly betrayed the agency. The uncertainty terrifies everyone, because in espionage, sometimes the most dangerous enemy is one of your own. As investigators dig through Coyote's training records, something unusual appears. Every CIA operative receives psychological evaluations, combat training, survival lessons, and resistance to interrogation drills. But Coyote's file has gaps. Critical recordings are missing. His instructors reveal something strange. Coyote refused alcohol training because he was a recovering alcoholic. It seems like an unimportant detail, but in the world of spies, tiny details often become the biggest clues. Nobody realizes it yet, but this single fact will eventually expose an international conspiracy. Meanwhile, Henry pulls Martian into a private meeting. The Russians have become unusually active. Satellite dishes are appearing on embassy rooftops. Secret communications are increasing. Old Cold War tensions seem to be returning. Henry believes Europe is quietly becoming a battlefield once again. Martian's vacation is officially over. The agency already needs him back in action. But before he can focus on new missions, the past comes knocking. Martian opens an old email account connected to his fake identity. Waiting inside is a message from Samia. She writes only a few words. "I still can't forget you." Martian freezes. His heart tells him to answer. His training tells him to delete the email. For several long moments, he simply stares at the screen. Then, he makes the biggest mistake of his entire career. He decides to contact her again. At that exact moment, without realizing it, Martian sets in motion a series of events that will threaten not only his own life, but the lives of everyone around him. Because in espionage, love is never just love. It's leverage, it's weakness, and sometimes it's the most dangerous weapon of all. But this is only the beginning, because what happens next will force Martian to choose between his country, his family, and the woman he can never truly have.
Martian secretly meets Samia again, breaking one of the CIA's strictest rules. While their love begins to rekindle, Martian starts suspecting that Samia may not be who she claims to be. At the same time, a mysterious intelligence officer named Osman starts investigating Paul Lewis, believing something is wrong with his identity. Meanwhile, the CIA races to uncover the truth behind Coyote's disappearance, leading them toward a dangerous Russian mercenary network called Valhalla. At London Station, rookie agent Danny undergoes brutal psychological training and prepares for her first deep-cover mission in Iran, showing just how ruthless the spy world really is. As Martian's personal and professional lives collide, every lie becomes harder to maintain. The stakes rise dramatically as Martian finally confesses to Samia that he is a CIA spy. But instead of bringing them closer, the truth shatters their relationship. Samia is captured and used as leverage against Martian, forcing him into an impossible choice between protecting his country or saving the woman he loves. Meanwhile, the CIA discovers Coyote is alive, but being transported through Russian-controlled territory. Operation Felix is launched to rescue him before he reveals classified intelligence. Danny successfully enters Iran under her new identity, proving her training has transformed her into a capable undercover operative. As betrayals emerge from every direction, including a shocking double agent within British intelligence, Martian realizes that one wrong decision could destroy everything, setting the stage for the explosive finale.
Everything has been building toward this moment. Martian has spent his entire career staying one step ahead of everyone else, but now, for the first time, he's running out of moves. The CIA has only hours left to rescue Coyote before he's handed over to Russian intelligence. If that happens, years of classified operations, undercover agents, and secret missions could be exposed overnight. Meanwhile, Martian is fighting a completely different battle. The woman he loves, Samia, has disappeared, and every second that passes brings her closer to death. The episode begins on what should have been the most important day of Martian's professional career. Inside CIA London Station, the atmosphere is tense. Nobody is joking. Nobody is relaxed. Every officer knows today's mission could reshape global intelligence. Operation Felix is finally underway. Using the information Martian gathered over weeks of dangerous investigations, the CIA has tracked Coyote's transfer route deep inside Russian-controlled territory. But there is one major problem. The enemy has changed its route. When Owen contacts Martian, he delivers devastating news. The convoy is much larger than expected. There are far more armed soldiers than intelligence originally suggested. The carefully planned ambush may now be a suicide mission. Martian doesn't panic. Instead, he immediately begins recalculating. Every road, every hill, every escape route. Within seconds, he makes a critical decision. The kill zone must be moved 300 meters further ahead. It's a tiny adjustment, but one that could mean the difference between success and total disaster. Before he can explain his reasoning, everything changes. A speeding car suddenly slams into Martian's motorcycle. The impact throws him through the air. His body crashes violently on the pavement. The operation has just lost its commander, or so everyone believes. Earlier that same day, another mission is unfolding thousands of miles away. Danny has finally reached the Middle East. Months of brutal psychological training have led to this moment. Her new identity is flawless. Her fake documents are perfect. Her backstory has been memorized word for word. But in espionage, a perfect cover means nothing until it survives its first real test. The moment Danny lands, airport security pulls her aside. Her luggage is emptied. Every item is examined. Officials ask the same questions over and over again. Each question is designed to trap her, to make her contradict herself, to expose the smallest mistake. Most people would eventually panic. Danny doesn't. She repeats the same story, the same facts, the same calm expressions, again and again and again. Hours later, the officers finally give up. Danny has officially passed her first real interrogation. She's now inside enemy territory, exactly where the CIA wanted her. Back in London, Martian has a much more personal problem. Henry receives confirmation that Samia has been imprisoned inside Cobra Prison in Sudan. Among intelligence officers, that prison has a terrifying reputation. People disappear there. Many never leave alive. Martian immediately asks the CIA for help. The answer is brutally simple. No. To the agency, Samia is not an intelligence asset. She isn't an American citizen. She holds no strategic value. Risking an international incident to save one civilian simply isn't worth it. It's one of the coldest moments in the entire series. Martian has sacrificed years of his life serving his country. Now, when he desperately needs help, his own agency turns its back on him. That's when Martian realizes something heartbreaking. The CIA will never save Samia. If she survives, it will only be because he saves her himself. With nowhere else to turn, Martian secretly contacts Dalaga, an influential Sudanese official. He offers passports, political favors, anything that might secure Samia's release. But someone else has been watching every move he makes. James Richardson, the British intelligence officer, the man who has quietly observed Martian throughout the season. Richardson already knows exactly what Martian wants. He also knows Martian has no remaining options. So he makes an offer. Not money, not protection. A deal. If Martian agrees to spy on the CIA for Britain, Richardson will arrange Samia's freedom. It's an impossible choice. Everything Martian has ever believed in, everything he has sacrificed, everything he has sworn to protect, must now be traded for the life of one woman. He hesitates, but only briefly. Then, he says yes. At that moment, Martian crosses the Rubicon. There is no going back. Meanwhile, Operation Felix has reached its most dangerous stage. Inside the CIA command center, Owen takes over leadership after Martian's accident. The rescue team quietly moves into position. Snipers settle into overwatch. Helicopters remain hidden. Everyone waits. Finally, the convoy appears. The first vehicles pass, then armored trucks, then General Volchok himself. Everything happens in seconds. Explosions tear through the road. Machine guns erupt from every direction. Bullets rip through the convoy. Russian soldiers scramble for cover. One member of the rescue team sacrifices himself to keep the operation alive. Another storms the transport vehicle holding Coyote. Inside, Coyote is barely recognizable. He's bruised, exhausted, broken after weeks of torture. But he's alive. That's all that matters. The team drags him onto the helicopter as explosions continue behind them. General Volchok tries to organize a counterattack, but it's too late. He is killed. Several senior Russian commanders die alongside him. The convoy is completely destroyed. Against all odds, Operation Felix succeeds. The CIA has rescued its agent. It is one of the agency's biggest victories in years. But Martian isn't celebrating, because his own war has only just begun. After the motorcycle crash, he wakes up inside a hospital. Doctors tell everyone he suffered broken bones, a dislocated shoulder, even possible brain trauma. But the audience soon discovers something shocking. Most of those injuries were exaggerated. The hospital stay is merely a cover. Richardson arranged the entire accident. The crash wasn't an assassination attempt. It was an interview. He needed to isolate Martian, away from the CIA, away from surveillance, away from anyone who could overhear. Only then does Richardson ask the real question. Are you truly willing to betray your country? Martian never flinches. He agrees once again. Richardson smiles. Martian has passed the test. Or, at least Richardson believes he has. The final scenes completely change the meaning of everything we've watched. Martian returns to CIA headquarters. He walks through the same hallways, greets the same colleagues, attends the same meetings. Nothing appears different. But everything has changed. Officially, he's still one of the CIA's most trusted officers. Secretly, he's now working for British intelligence. Or is he? That's the biggest mystery the season leaves us with. Is Martian genuinely betraying America to save Samia? Or has he decided to become a double agent so he can eventually destroy Richardson from the inside? The show never gives us the answer. Instead, it leaves us exactly where every great spy thriller should. Questioning everyone, trusting no one. Looking back, the entire story began because of one decision. Not a gunfight, not a political conspiracy, not a terrorist attack. A single phone call. Martian simply chose to contact the woman he loved.
That one emotional decision triggered every disaster that followed. Coyote's rescue, the Sudan crisis, Chinese interference, British manipulation, the collapse of Martian's carefully built life. The agency isn't really about spies. It's about identity. It asks a simple question. If you spend years pretending to be someone else, who are you when the mission ends? Martian believed he could separate love from duty, professional life from personal life, Paul Lewis from Martian. By the end of the season, he learns the painful truth. You can't live two lives forever. Eventually, one of them has to die. And now, with Martian secretly stepping into the dangerous world of double agents, Season 2 promises an even deadlier game. Because from this point forward, every conversation, every mission, and every ally could be another lie. If you enjoyed this complete breakdown of the Agency Season 1, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next movie and series recap. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next story.